Pizza presents STP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
It sucks to start the show this way, but we have to start the show this way. Obviously, the news came out this afternoon about the Karlsson family. We understand that Erik and Melinda Karlsson lost their son. We know about as much as anybody else does, about as much as the Sens were willing to say on their website.
Yeah, from the release.
And I guess the only thing we can say to that is how sorry we were to hear it.
It's awful.
Unimaginable.
Nothing else to say, really.
Unimaginable.
It's terrible.
So our thoughts and prayers, and actual thoughts and prayers, where I think it's actually appropriate to have thoughts and prayers.
Oh, yes.
Are towards the Karlsson family, and we hope you extend them the same. And please leave them alone on social media. That would be great, too.
Yeah, Jesus.
That's the one thing. I always worry about that when people are in, like, that sort of tragedy. It's like kind of like just don't ask questions or whatever. You can send them whatever, but, like, send them good things. But, like, I always worry about that. And,
Yeah, it's funny. It puts hockey into a very silly perspective because, it was announced that he was going to be out of the lineup tonight, but it was before we knew anything, and everyone's like, "What? Like traded? What?" Yeah, but it's past the. They changed the. No, and then the news comes out, and they're like, "Ooh,
yeah."
So like, hockey doesn't matter.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and that's the thing. Remember, when you're going to argue something with somebody online, remember that hockey doesn't matter.
It's just funsies.
Yeah.
And it's not that serious, guys.
It matters, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And let's do a totally awkward pivot. Can we do that?
That's what we do.
This will be the second episode in 3 that we do a totally awkward pivot, but we do want to promote the fact.
Holy moly.
I know. Listen, there's no other. What other way can I do this?
You can not try and segue.
Jesse, ask me a math question quickly.
Do you have a math question?
We do this.
Let's do that. Let's do a math question.
You want a math question?
Just come up with something.
What is 84 divided by 14?
But name a player
Oh,
with 84 and name a player with 14 as well.
Mikhail Grabowski and Matt Stajan?
No, it is not name a player. Name the 14th pick in the 2015 draft.
No!
Oh, shoot.
14th
Okay.
pick in the 2015
that wasn't
draft.
even that
Right.
long ago. So
You should
that
know
was
this.
that was the Mitch Marner draft.
Oh.
Notice, oh my God, how many Oilers fans just screamed their lungs at the Mitch Marner draft?
So do you want to...
I'm sorry. I remember that as the Dylan Strome draft.
Yeah, oh, right, right.
So, if you want a hint,
Okay.
Boston picked 13 and 14th that year.
Oh, and 15.
And 15th, actually.
Yes. And then
15th.
and then the next season trashed those players during training camp and said they were out of shape.
Yeah,
So
the
I
best
gotta-
thing about this is they hit on none of them.
And they hit on a lot of
And
prospects.
I'm going to tell you who's around those 3 guys.
Well, here.
Okay, go.
So I
Name
know
the three
the 3
guys.
players are Zenishin, DeBrusk, and Zboril.
Oh, DeBrusk they have.
I
DeBrusk they
think
hit on.
DeBrusk was 14.
DeBrusk they hit on. Hey!
Wow!
Yes.
DeBrusk counts as a hit. He's playing.
Okay, that's a hit.
Give Louis
But-
DeBrusk a...
I wouldn't have been like Louis, not Louis DeBrusk. The other one, Jake DeBrusk.
But
Jake DeBrusk.
at number 16, Matthew Barzal.
Ooh.
Edmonton Oiler. Fan favorite.
One of the most famous tweets in all of hockey Twitter history from Reese Jessup before he deleted everything.
Man, he was good.
He was, but he's still okay. But he knows he's not as good as he was because he's got to hide it all because he's one of the famous computer boys from Florida. But Boston had those 3 consecutive picks, and he's like, oh, shit, they could get all 3 of Barzal, Kyle Connor, and I don't even remember his
Shabbat?
first name. No, it was Shillington.
Oh, Oliver Shillington. Yeah, who
Yeah.
ended up going in the second round or something,
To the
right?
Flames.
Yeah, and the Leafs could have had him.
Sure
But we
could
took
have.
that bum Travis Dermott
Yeah,
instead.
that's true.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm with Dermott.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
I'm good.
at 23 of that first round, Brock Besser. So
Wow.
Oh, and I remember some people were not happy with that pick. A lot of people thought that was a little too high for Besser. So 84 divided by 14. I've pushed that off as long as I could. Okay, so let me
Divided by.
do awkward multiplication.
Adam, you're on.
Times
in on
2 would
this
be
too.
28, and that times 2 would be 56, plus 14 would be 70. And then plus another 14 would be 84. So it divides evenly.
Of course
Wait,
it
how
does.
many
They're
times
both
was
even
that?
numbers. So of course it would divide even.
No, that doesn't automatically mean it divides
no,
evenly.
that doesn't
No,
make
it
sense
doesn't,
Adam,
no.
at all.
No.
Okay.
84 doesn't divide evenly into 10.
24, 20 divided by 16.
That we know of. Okay.
So wait, I had it.
Good
then.
point.
I had it. I'm so stupid.
Science man.
Here's how I got to do it. So 28 is 2.
Adam's a rocket surgeon.
Rocket surgeon.
It doesn't take rocket appliances to know that Adam is a really smart guy. Isn't it 6? I think it's 6.
It is 6.
Hey!
Well done.
Name a player with number 6. Quickly, go!
Oh my God, how am I blanking? Who's number 6 in the league?
Name one guy.
Wow.
I have completely blanked.
You can't name one player with the number 6? Ever? Doesn't even have to be in the league.
Bailey. That's all I can think
Josh
of.
Bailey?
No, the Leaf with the retired number. Isn't it Ace?
Ace Bailey?
Yeah.
There you go. Ace Bailey.
Oh my God, why did I... Okay, here we go. The coffee's not as good as it was last episode. I got to get the coffee good. This is tea, actually. Jesse, you know what? I changed my mind. Give me this coffee.
Drink the coffee.
I just want to point out before we move on that Steve probably spent a lot of money on that tea because it's from Tivana, and they have very overpriced teas.
Yeah, well, I have a wife. Sometimes you got to get overpriced tea, Jesse. You'll learn.
Jesse, one of these days you'll learn.
I've learned, and I resist.
You know, Caprice.
I don't give in.
Caprice. I always tell
Yeah,
her.
Jesse, what are your conversations with your wife like? Yeah?
Did you hear that? That's what they're like.
Yeah. I remember those days. Caprice.
They're hard, by the way. Sorry.
Caprice likes to make tea. She likes to look at her tea. She likes to have her tea near her, but she never actually drinks it. It's unbelievable. Like, I don't know how, like, to me, if I drink a tea, I got to drink it fast because I want it to be hot. Like, I've already finished this large coffee in the time it's taken us to do the show.
Yeah?
Have you really?
Already. I just pounded it because I can't stand, like, lukewarm coffee. And I
one
can't
of the
stand
greatest things about that is you'll fall asleep in like 10 minutes.
Probably. I'm a good sleeper.
Yeah, you're a very good sleeper.
And then so Caprice will, like, she'll just let it sit there. And the next morning it'll still be there on the side table. Be like, are you gonna do like anything with that? Like, what are you doing with that? What we literally buy expensive teas and then it just sits there.
Mrs. Dangle drinks her coffee over the course of an entire day. And I'm fairly certain I'm married to a serial killer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not okay, right?
No.
No, there's something wrong with her.
No.
Yeah.
I wish you told me.
I'm uncomfortable with that.
I wish you told me this like years ago, so I could have distanced myself.
She didn't drink coffee until recently. That might have been a deal breaker if I knew about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's too late now. Too much paperwork. So
Too much paperwork.
Too much paperwork.
I'm stuck in a coffeeless marriage.
yeah, it's too much bother. I guess I'll stick to it.
Hey, Steve Dangle podcast live at the Rec Room for Puck Talks, April the 7th. Again, if you have tickets and you can't go, please give them up at the Steve Dangle Reddit page. Very easy. Go to Reddit and search Steve Dangle. It's pretty simple to find.
Reddit.com/r/Steve Dangle.
That too. I just figured whatever search. Use the search thing.
A lot of people were upset on our YouTube channel.
No way! Upset on YouTube?
Yeah.
Did they do any reaction?
By a lot of people,
Shocking.
do you mean like 4?
By
That's
a
what
lot.
I usually notice.
It's about the same 4 people?
Yeah.
This time was a little different.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a very specific thing they were upset about, which is so rare on the internet.
Ah. A very specific thing.
So last episode, Steve said, if you're not on Twitter, you're probably not on Twitch. And there were at least 8 people who said, I watch Twitch, but I'm not on Twitter.
Whoa.
That's great.
So I think you should give them a little love because if they want to reach out on Twitch, it should be their choice.
All right, get on Twitter. I'll send you a tweet.
They're not on Twitter.
Yeah. What was the first part of those instructions, Jesse? Get on Twitter, and I'll send you a tweet.
I just thought you should know that you said there weren't people on Twitch who weren't on Twitter, but there are.
One of my favorite comics on the internet is that angel who just flies down, hands someone a note of paper, and the paper just says K. It's one of my favorite things. I wish I could just fly away to Angel Vana, where they have unlimited expensive tea. That's where angels are from. What's next, Adam?
Well, today the NHL general managers meeting are going on. I'm convinced that the NHL general managers meetings is more about getting together and having a few suds with the boys than it is really about getting things done. Because
Or is it maybe like the what's this club from The Simpsons? The Stone something?
The Stonecutters?
Yeah, it's the Stonecutters.
Hey, can you sing us the song?
Nope.
We do. We do. That one? Is that the one? Who
We
Fix
don't
It?
know what offsides are.
So
We don't.
we talked about on Sunday how part
Thanks,
of
Jesse. Asked me to freestyle a Simpsons song. What the hell?
we talked
Sing
about
Happy Birthday in French.
Bon fête. I bailed. Jesse, I can do very few things in other languages. I can give you I can give you like Hail Mary in Italian. I can okay, yes, what?
I'm just throwing this out there. Headlines Saturday night: Chris Johnston, Nick Kyprios, Ron McLean, Elliot Friedman talking about what the lineup for this general manager's meeting would be, and it was a doozy. There was lots of things. There was LTIR, there was video review, and there was the offside. Will they change the offside? Will somebody be able to go in with one skate on the ground and one skate up in the air?
And they responded, well, everyone knows the rule.
That was basically, they got together, they discussed it, and they did nothing.
Sirs, sir, you're all men. Sirs, that wasn't the complaint. The complaint was change it.
Yeah.
You dicks. This is what I'm talking about.
Everybody complains, then no changes are made.
You ever notice that, like, this little club where everyone's the same doesn't change? It's almost like it's an echo chamber, a never-ending echo chamber of garbage.
Are you saying that people in hockey tend to be hired again and again and again?
No! I'm not saying that there's 31 jobs split between about 40 guys. No, I would never imply that, Adam. I would never imply... I mean, well, it's got to be more than 40. We know there are, at very least, 200 hockey men.
Trusted hockey men?
Wait, how do we
200
know?
trusted hockey
How do we
men.
know there's 200?
It was reported, Jesse.
That there were 200 trusted
On
hockey
Twitter.
men in
But
one
you
place?
wouldn't know that if you were on Twitch, would you?
That's right. Sure.
You couldn't possibly be on two
Bit in
things.
reverse, but okay. We'll give it to you. All right.
I'm only going to put important information on my Tumblr now.
Which nobody has anymore. Come on.
Yeah, every time I'm just gonna post different faces of mine and just put mood, and that's just gonna be everything I post on social media now. From now
It's
on.
basically all everybody else does.
Mood, big mood.
So yeah, they didn't change anything about the offside rule, so it remains the same. Then the NHL went to talking specifically about goaltender interference, and I thought this was interesting. They want to go to the situation room to make the call on the ice for the refs.
I liked that one.
Like that one too. So the idea is to centralize the decision making because ref to ref, person to person, the interpretation of the rule is going to change. And if you've got 2 or 3 people all basically on the same page, then you can make that call. And it's probably going to be similar each and every time.
At least you have an idea. Yeah, it's not different from ref to ref. It's one guy. Now, how fun is it going to be when there's a queue of 2 or 3 at the same time? I can't wait. Can't wait for it to happen. All I know is I hope it's a decision in a Leafs game delaying a Western Canadian team's game.
Well, you know, the best part about the NHL office for that is in Toronto, which Robin Leonard is so pumped about.
And they're very partial to the Leafs.
Yes, they sure are.
As
I
we
mean, they're
know.
here.
Cost us 2 games. But anyway, we're very partial towards the Leafs.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
We know.
that'll be great. I do find it. I think it is a great move. But we'll see how it goes. But you're right. I think there's, you got to have at least 2 people on duty because there could be at any one time,
But
especially
now
in the
we
playoffs.
have 2 people. So maybe you have 2 people who have an ironclad, this is what goaltender interference is, right? Because the whole reason we have it in one office is to have one person. But now we got to have 2.
Well, you have to. You can't have one person do
Cracks
that.
in this plan. Oh, Jesse's streaming the game. This is a great way to not get anything done. Sorry.
Turn the computer around, Jesse,
Turn
please.
around?
No,
Turn it
never.
around.
Okay.
No,
do
no, I was
not
gonna ask.
show it to Steve.
Okay.
Do not show him
so
that.
we had to record it on a game night, and it's my fault.
Well, it's
sorry.
not really. You're
No.
supposed to be going to Philadelphia.
Yeah, for the Ed Snyder Cup, whatever, as we were talking about at the end of last episode. No, and this thing's cursed. So it was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, and there was a giant snowstorm in Philly, and so it got postponed. And I was supposed to fly out tomorrow, but there's a giant snowstorm in Philly, so
It's not your fault.
Yeah, it got postponed till Friday, and I found out like literally just before I left in the car.
Right.
So I'm flying out Thursday, coming home Friday, and the event is Friday. So I might miss my flight home also. But you guys don't have to worry about that. So I don't know when the next podcast is going to be. That was a very long way of saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe,
So anyway, that's why we're doing the show tonight. And I think the idea now is that you get to go to Philadelphia and hang out and have a good time, and then come back and tell us all about it. So I think that's good, right?
And unfortunately, Evan Pivnik can't do the commentary with me.
Okay.
But Faisal Kamisa is going to be doing it with me instead.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Question.
that'll be super cool.
Why did you not bring Adam Wilde to do the commentary?
I don't know. I
I
figured.
can't take vacation during this time, and he never asked anyway. But
Well, because I just assumed.
I think if you had asked, Adam would have found a way.
Adam, would you?
I would have sorry guys, I'm really sick.
Just one day.
So you at Kiss.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take this time off. It's ratings.
But what if you were sick?
Isn't it always ratings?
It's always ratings, but there are ratings periods that are more important than others. So
this
spring and
one's-
fall is when people are most in their routines, because you think summer people are on vacation, winter there's Christmas, and there's Christmas music. And if you live in a city that has Christmas music, that radio station that plays the Christmas music does it for a reason. It's because they make scads of money off of it.
Oh my God.
So-
Hey, everybody. Hope you got your holiday shopping done and it's all behind you.
It's
In the meantime, here's one of the same 23 songs they play over and over again for about a month and a half.
Jesse and I, for years,
Sorry.
Jesse and I, for years, when Jesse was working at Kiss, CHFI is the Christmas music station here in Toronto, and we work across the way from them, like we're teammates per se. And every time one of their jocks leaves the control room, I'm always surprised that they're not ready to just go crazy. But they all seem to be really cool with it. Like, it's weird. I feel like that much Christmas music would drive me nuts. But they're like, no, we kind of like it. And that for literally a month, from the Santa Claus parade on November 25th till December 25th, that's what they play, every song.
Just 8 plays of Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah. How much Bing Crosby
Per
can you
shift.
hear?
Oh my God.
There's a lot of
I'd
Christmas.
tap out.
The great thing is, country artists have decided in recent years to redo the 8 standard Christmas songs. So you have 18 versions of Lady Antebellum doing Christmas songs. So you can use those instead of
There's Lady Antebellum ripping off songs again.
That's right.
Typical.
Covering.
Yeah.
Songs.
Oh, covering.
It's different.
No.
So let's talk a little bit more about the general managers meeting. This is
Oh,
interesting. According to Chris Johnston, NHL teams in the United States may have to pay taxes on trades. Your anti-tax president is making you taxed. What?
On a trade?
Yeah, so the NHL has been in touch with the U.S. Congress about a new tax that could see its American-based teams forced to pay capital gains taxes if they trade an asset for something more valuable, i.e. a first-round pick for a player. The new law was signed by President Donald Trump and has raised major concerns inside Major League Baseball and the NBA.
Oh, stick to sports, Adam.
And according
Oh, wait. It's slowly ruining that, too? Shit.
According to Monday's New York Times, and like those leagues, the NHL wants to get a handle on exactly what the fallout would be for clubs. Gary Bettman said, we're looking into it. According to the Times, the law changed a corner of the tax code that mostly applies to farmers, manufacturers, and other businesses that until recently could swap certain assets like trucks and machinery tax-free. But by adding a single word to the newly written tax code, real, the law now allows only real estate swaps to qualify for that special treatment. While professional sports aren't believed to have been targets for the change, an unintended consequence could see the teams taxed when they trade players. Can you imagine?
Now, how the hell
Something
does that
else
work? 'Cause
standing in the way of the trade deadline.
Players are people. Is the
But you're
is the
an asset.
understanding that a draft pick is not an asset?
No.
Or people are assets?
It's basically how it's judged to be. If you, let's say,
See, I always thought we meant it figuratively.
no, people
Like
are assets.
we refer to a right winger as a thing, but it has a name. It's William Nylander. It's Mitch Marner.
But if you look at it in purely financial terms, that right winger has a Nylander right wing is X amount value, and a Marner left wing is X amount value, or whatever wing, and a Gardner left defense is X amount value. You have to look at that's business.
Play the sports. Put the points on the board. Make happy. have
Offside
fun.
challenges. One area that won't
Jesus Lord.
change is how offsides are reviewed. After kicking around the possibility of adopting a more liberal interpretation of possession and control when a blue line player crosses the blue line, there wasn't enough support to enact the revised rule, which we talked about. It's the second straight year that's happened. And then so that's kind of what we got going on. It's the NHL general manager meetings. We had to talk about them, but I'm ready to move on now. Are you?
Yeah, and the coverage is always about the same. Oh,
Yeah.
Really having a hard time here at the GM meetings in Florida. Oh, is it sunny there? I got it.
Yeah. We're all out here wearing our golf shirts. Yeah. It's like it's sports anchor golf shirt season.
Yeah.
Here's me in my Lacoste.
Made out of that weird material. What the hell are golf shirts made of?
Oh, because it's not
those shiny ones.
It's not the Lacoste material anymore. It's like the Nike Dry Fit, right? It's like the Tiger Woods shirts.
Yeah, like only Rory McIlroy and like John Daly and like
Tiger
sports executives can wear them. Like, yeah, I don't get it.
Well, I mean,
I feel like Tiger is more stylish than that.
Oh no, he wears Dry Fit.
Well, damn.
But stylish Dry Fit.
Stylish Dry Fit.
Yeah, they all do now.
Nike. Always.
The NHL. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Next thing. I almost reread the last headline I have. So it looks like former Roman Emperor and current Edmonton Oiler Pontus Aberg is in trouble again. So he just got traded to the Oilers.
I think that's the second time you said that, and it's still funny.
Thank you.
Former Roman Emperor.
This sucks because he was really great in the finals for them for Nashville last year. And then you get traded to Edmonton at the trade deadline, and that sucks. Sorry, Edmonton, but like, if you're him, even if you're an Oiler fan, you must feel a little bit bad.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So to throw him a bone, they put him on Connor McDavid's wing.
Hey.
Pretty good, right?
That could be pretty good. He scored a really good goal during the playoffs last year.
McDavid did, yeah.
That's right. That's right. That was the thing.
But not enough.
No, Pontus Aberg. He scored Pontus Bobby Orr when he went flying through the air.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, 70th to Babby Orr.
So I guess he had a couple of assists and 15 shots in 8 games, which is, he hasn't been able to convert, but 15 shots in 8 games isn't bad. On Connor McDavid's wing, though, you'd expect a few more assists, maybe?
Nah, I think you'd expect more shots, too.
Yeah. So here's what happened. Here's what Todd McClellan said, because on Saturday night, and I don't know how we missed this on Sunday, he came out of the lineup and people were like, was he injured? Because Ty Ratty is now playing with Connor McDavid. How did that happen?
Yeah, because I'm just looking at the headline you have in front of you. The Oilers aren't happy with Pontus Aberg. I cannot wait.
Here's what Todd McClellan had to say. He came out for reasons beyond his play. It's serious. The coaching staff isn't pleased. The organization isn't pleased. And I'm sure his teammates are not pleased.
So this is from Cam Lewis. What site is this? OilersNation.com?
Oilers Nation. Yeah.
What are they not pleased with?
Seems as though he may have been out partying and missed practice. Oh. Like, not late for practice, missed it.
He missed it on Saturday.
I believe it was Sunday. Oh, no, Saturday. It was Saturday. So it might have been a pregame skate. But
so pregame, he misses practice because he's partying. Where were they?
They were in Florida.
Okay.
So it's nice weather. They're in Florida. He's out partying the night before.
Good stuff.
So we've seen that before here in Toronto with one Nazem Kadri.
Oh, well, we've seen it with all kinds of players in all kinds of cities.
Naz was the only one who got punished for it in Toronto, though. Everybody else, they kind of just let them off the hook for too long.
Yeah.
And that created part of the issue. But in this particular instance, with Naz, it was the best thing for him that they suspended him for the rest of the season.
Totally.
4 games. He got the message. He's been one of the best players ever since.
Yep.
Period.
One of their best forwards, arguably their second best.
In this particular situation, obviously you can't miss a practice. Like, that is terrible. That's really bad.
Oh, no. If that's what he did, he's fully in the wrong. There's no way around that here. But I have a feeling you're going towards the same point that I am.
I don't know if,
what?
Part of me thinks maybe he wants to blow off some steam.
Oh, well, obviously. No, that's not where I was going.
Where were you going? He's 24 years old.
I don't even feel... No. Okay, can I still say it, but have taken it back before I say it?
Jesse?
Is that a thing you're allowed to do?
That ruling goes to Jesse on that one.
No, if you say it, I'm going to clip it and quote it as Steve said this. So
you should put it up
throw
as
it
one
up
of our,
on YouTube. It's just an 8-second clip.
Yeah, thank
Steve believes this with all of his heart, and then the clip.
the one hill Steve Dangle will die on. This is my hill.
So
right
go
here.
ahead. So go ahead, say it, and do your thing.
No.
You won't say
Fine,
it?
I'll say it.
You have to say it.
Remember, if you're accusing somebody of a crime here, it's allegedly.
No.
Okay.
No,
Like alleged Ukrainian hackers.
This is all. Oh, who would ever do that? Nobody. Unless someone did it. But we can't allegedly. Anyway,
Scored. Sorry.
Leaf scored. Nice.
Scored
Who was it?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll wait on that.
Good job.
I'll tell you. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, you know how many people are like, "Oh, this takes me back. I don't like it." This happens to the Oilers a lot, doesn't it? It just feels like it does. But then I go back in time. The Predators had to do this. The Predators, as in the team who traded Pontus Aberg, they had to do it with, I want to say it was Sergei Kostitsyn. It was one of the Kostitsins and Alex Radulov during the playoffs a few years ago. So it's not limited to the Oilers, and it's not like it happens to the Oilers more than other teams. And if it does, I would say it's just a symptom of players who are pissed off tend to act out. And if you're an Oiler, you're probably pissed off and have been for most of the past decade
And
and
if
a bit.
you're on a first-place team and, you get traded to a not first-place team,
You don't get to see Florida very often.
I'd be upset too. I'd be a little upset. I wouldn't be upset that I would go partying the night before a game and
But
miss practice.
he is in the wrong.
For sure.
He's in the wrong.
100%.
This isn't Peter Chiarelli. This isn't Tom McClellan. This isn't anyone else. This is on him.
This was the right thing for them to do.
Bad, Pontus. Bad.
And it was Marner fed JVR out front.
He did the Marner thing?
It was on a delayed penalty.
Oh,
So, yeah, a bit almost the Marner thing.
my favorite.
So, yeah, 6 guys on the ice.
Love it.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, wait. Did the ref not catch it? Sorry. Yeah, I guess you didn't see the mistake I made in an LFR last week.
Is that a thing that happened?
I was looking at a clip of a goal, and I screen capped it because I was like, what? The Leafs clearly have 6 players on the ice. The ref made a mistake. He didn't catch it. And then I missed the little blip that said delayed penalty in the top corner. So this is the Leafs, I think, second delayed penalty goal in like 2 or 3
bet
games.
No one pointed it out that you got something wrong.
4 people on the YouTube channel. No, it was a lot more than 4. It was everybody.
I mispronounced Raleigh. I said it was Raleigh. And I heard from the entire state of Carolina, north and south. It's 2 states.
See, there's another one.
Yeah, there we
you know
go.
how many people went, what?
Excuse me.
You're never getting invited to a barbecue ever.
Nope.
Which was the whole discussion.
I know, right? Which I'm a little disappointed by.
All I took away from that conversation is that Adam thinks Carolina is one state. So
No.
That's it.
I think they
And
did.
he's right. Put that up on YouTube. Go.
You know,
And he's right.
Pontus Aberg is from the great state of Carolina. Pontus Aberg, who would have been great had the Oilers not ruined him, is from the great state of Carolina.
that's right.
There we go. Done.
Tweet from the Boston Bruins Twitter account today. Current Bruins not on the ice for practice. Backus, Bergeron, Chara, DeBrusk, Donato, Krug, McAvoy, and Nash.
Holy smokes. So, speaking of Donato.
I was just going to go into that.
Oh, great.
Has the game of his life in his first game. I mean, you go ahead, take it.
Well, he was incredible. I think it was a goal and 2 assists in his first game, and I'd barely even heard of this freaking kid.
Yep.
And, of course, he goes to the Bruins, who are already, one of the top 3 teams bet on to win the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa might have something to say about that. I don't know. And supposedly he missed practice because he was in class.
Wow.
Which is hilarious.
That's a true story.
Wow. You know what though? He had 43 points for Harvard this year, and I kind
is
of
that all?
Yeah, and I kind of think
Nerd.
okay, they made the right choice there. Does he need to be at morning skate?
Doesn't sound like hockey's very hard for him.
Oh no, Steven.
Kurt Hart Macklin.
Nick Pearson.
You know what?
It's not even an award anymore.
My favorite
made a
response
mistake.
to that rant, by the way, which was epic, and I don't know, I don't know what kind of coffee you drank, but you should start drinking it more.
I was going.
My favorite response was, "Well, you've never supported him before."
I didn't support him as soon as I should have. And what I got a lot of today, particularly when Sportsnet tweeted it out. Did you know that everyone who follows the Sportsnet Twitter account really likes me? Anyway, so they tweeted it out, and a lot of people were like, Leaf, what? Leaf fans have always supported McElhinney. What are you talking about? You show me. Well, Leaf fans didn't 100% support McElhinney. As if what fans had to say was, I hate Curtis McElhinney. Like verbatim. Put it in writing and sign it.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't quite like that, sir or madam. Probably, sir. Let's be honest. It was a little different than that, but most people seem to enjoy it. And that's all that's important.
That is interesting because whenever you read comments like that, and I did read some of them, it's more along the lines of, hey, Leaf fans support McElhinney. I'm a Leaf fan, and I've personally always supported him. So you mean Leaf fan has supported Curtis McElhinney?
Oh, great. I'm glad you represent the biggest fan base in the sport. Just you. I'm so glad.
It's great.
Shut up. Let me say my stuff.
When all those guys come back, though, like Boston only lost in overtime.
Oh, to Columbus?
Yeah.
And it was
and Columbus is on
shady. I missed the call.
And Columbus has been on a bit of a tear anyway. Like,
They
come on.
are the poor Panthers, man. That wild card spot in the East, that's a hot race. All three of those teams are well over 500 in the last 10.
Yeah. Man.
Columbus, Jersey, and Florida.
Just bringing it up right now. Florida is 3 points out. New Jersey is playing quite well. Florida's playing quite well. Columbus has won a lot of games recently. They could actually potentially, they're tied with Philly. They could easily pass them.
Crazy.
So it'll be interesting to see how that ends up actually shaking out. But
I was supposed to go to the Philly game on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going anymore. Shoot. Anyway.
That's great. I'm glad you told us all that. That's so interesting.
I threw it out there. For our Philly listeners! In case anyone wants to say hi, Adam.
If you're a listener from
I'm
Philadelphia,
a big deal.
what
I'm
did
not
that
as
do
big a
for
deal
you?
as you? Who, me?
Jesse? Thoughts?
I just think it was information you needed to pass along.
Me too. That's why I said it.
If Florida does get in, because they'd be a great story, the fact that New Jersey wouldn't makes me sad.
Well,
Because that would definitely take Taylor Hall out of the Hart consideration. Am I right?
Absolutely, it would. And Oilers fans would be like, well, we had a crap season, but at least both Calgary and New Jersey missed the playoffs.
Yeah,
They're a great rival of New Jersey.
I'm just going to say New Jersey is a rival team that they never thought they'd have.
But they're forever connected to them. Like, we didn't really get that experience with the Leafs because Kessel and Boston, it was in division. We hated them anyway. But all of a sudden, you hate this team way over there.
Yeah. Yep. Is there a team with a higher talent level than the Flames that's going to miss the playoffs this year? Like, are the Flames the best team that's going to miss the playoffs?
Them or Dallas?
The Chicago Blackhawks have 2 top 100 players.
3?
On 3
Duncan
top
Keith.
100 players in their lineup. I think they are the most talented team. And they are...
You think they're the most talented?
Tonight, if the
Most
Blackhawks
top-end
lose...
talent.
I think it's tonight if they lose. They'll be officially eliminated from the playoffs.
They have 69.
Wow.
They only have 69 points.
That's nice.
It would
But
be,
not for them.
except not at this point in the year.
No, that's pretty bad. Also, Tampa clinched a playoff spot, and I think they were the first team to do it. And it took until whatever it was, March 15th. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one really ran away with it, and that's a team that we've considered like a really strong one for the longest time.
Leafs magic number, by the way, I believe is 5 wins?
I mean,
yeah,
well, okay, last
Right
year they
now
made
it
it with
is.
95 points. If they win tonight, they're there. So they got to win at least one more game. Yeah, I think they're good.
but they could still
Never
set a record for franchise wins, I believe, and points, which is great.
And if Freddie comes back, is Freddie playing in this game?
He
Jesse?
He is.
So if he comes back and I think he wins, 4 or 5 more games, he will take Andrew Raycroft's single season wins record.
Thank God.
And boy, I hope he does. I hate that the Leafs, who have been around for over 100 years, their single season wins record is held by a goalie who A, stunk, and B, a year where the Leafs missed the playoffs. It's bad.
But less about the Leafs and more about the Calgary Flames.
Well, okay, so there's
we
the
do need to
Flames.
talk about the Flames.
I mean, I don't know if they have the top end talent of a team like Chicago, who has a bunch of names that are,
That are
very surprising.
really
they're
quite
missing the
good.
playoffs.
But like you've got Gaudreau and Monahan and
Yeah,
Tkachuk
but it's not quite like Seguin, Ben, Klingberg. But
But
should
then you
be
got
in the Norris conversation.
Giordano and Hamonic and great defense. Dougie Hamilton that they got for free, basically.
There's another team who could have really used a better backup. Like, it's crazy to me that goalies are still so cheap because it makes so many teams sink or swim.
Well, Mike Smith was back, and it was against the Coyotes last night.
but he got hurt,
Yeah, and then
and he's been hurt several times.
they
this
lose to
season.
the Coyotes though,
Who have been hot? They've been crazy hot for like over a month.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't lose to a team with 57 points, which now is 59 at this point in the year if you're fighting for a playoff spot.
It's all about the team you're playing that night. And the team they're playing that night is incredibly hot. I don't care how many points they have in the standings. Just because a team sucked in October, November, December doesn't mean they suck when you play them in March. You know, if you have a shitty, start to your season first half, your playoff hopes are sunk, but that doesn't mean the team that you ice every night stinks. And the Coyotes right now are, say it with me, one of the best teams in the league. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do you want the Leafs to play the Coyotes tomorrow night? Probably not.
I think
there's a bunch of other teams in the league I'd rather play than the Coyotes.
I think the Leafs would be fine.
Hey, well, yes, because they're one of the best teams in the league, but most other teams would not be.
Yeah. Well, if you want to be a playoff team, you got to beat teams like that. And Calgary's got 80 points at this point in the year. That's not enough. 86 is the cutoff where Anaheim is right now. So now Brad Treliving went to the press today and said, well, I'm not ready to give the last rites, and he may not be. But
crazy stuff can happen, man.
For sure. But how does this happen? What happened? Is it just goaltending? Is it just that one thing? Because that was what it was with Winnipeg last year, very clearly.
Maybe it's that they don't care enough, man.
It's none of care factor?
No. Glenn Gulletson. It's a shame that a team with that talent let him down. You know? It's just a shame because he gave like impassioned speeches, and you figure if he did that, that'd be enough. No, I think it might be because Mike Smith was a very, very, very good goalie for them, and he got hurt, and that sunk their season a bit. But, boy, it shouldn't sink it that bad. And I think I saw that their special teams have been poor. I don't know if that's 100% true. It could also be that, holy shit, the NHL is just a very, very hard league to make the playoffs in.
Is it hard, or is everyone just so similar and even?
It could be
just
that.
A lot of parity?
Well, the Leafs barely made the playoffs last year. The Predators, I think, finished behind them or just in front of them. The Predators were either the 15th or 16th team to make the playoffs last season, even though they made it to the Stanley Cup final. So it's now the league is a place where, I don't know, it's either you make the playoffs and are great or you miss them and stink, but there's going to be at least half a dozen good teams that miss the playoffs this year. If Dallas misses it, I think Dallas is a good team. The Islanders, I don't get why they suck so much.
Are the Islanders...
We've already been through that.
Is it fair to just say the Islanders aren't good, though? Because...
No.
Yeah, because
they didn't make it last year either.
They just look too good on paper. Their goaltending was shit.
But all these teams that we say are good, they're not good because they can't break the top 8.
Dude, it's not like the Islanders are a point out.
They're
12 points out.
They're going to play 82 games, and they're not going to make it. So at what point are you like, okay, it wasn't good enough?
All right, you add... Let's pick names out of a hat. You add, let's say, Ron Hainsey and Garrett Sparks to the Islanders. So you get better numbers than Thomas Greiss, you would think.
Sure.
And you get Ron Hainsey replaces whoever the most garbage defenseman on the Islanders is.
This is for next season?
No, I was saying this season.
Season.
Let's go back in time and you replace those two things.
Did they do it?
I just look at the roster, look at the way they performed. Justin Bourne had a good tweet. It's not like guys underperformed. They had, Greiss did, but they had great seasons from especially all their offensive guys, and they still missed.
So are they good?
Listen, evidence you're presenting suggests that they aren't, but I just can't believe it. That's all.
Because the thing is that it's like a career season for Josh Bailey, career season for Anders Lee.
Barzal.
Barzal. I mean, Barzal's a rookie, so you hope that that's what you build your team around. But Bailey just re-signed his extension. I think Anders Lee's up.
Tavares is a very bad winger.
Tavares is not a great winger. That lasted a period.
Nathan Beauvillier, good rookie season. Or sophomore. I can't remember.
But I think the point is that this team isn't good enough. Period. Plain and simple.
Because they played an entire season and they weren't good enough.
But how long have Johnny Boychuk and Calvin DeHaan been out? Because I think that was a big thing.
Do Johnny Boychuk and Calvin DeHaan sink your season?
In a league this tight, maybe they do.
Then I think that goes to show that they're not good enough.
Jake Gardner misses...
nothing against those guys. They're very strong defensemen.
Let's say Jake Gardner misses 60 games this season. Where are the Leafs?
they're finding a replacement for Jake Gardiner.
Well, this is the thing.
And Nikita
right?
Zaitsev.
That's what
I have a
they're
hard
doing.
time believing that the Islanders were like, Brandon Davidson, our big solution.
We were missing Nikita Zaitsev for 3 months.
I would argue Gardner is a better player.
Has Matthews played?
You would argue that? No, he is. But Zaitsev is a top 4 defenseman on the Leafs.
On the Leafs, I guess. I just think Calvin Ahan's pretty good, but you're hearing the struggle in my voice, right? Like I feel like they should be better.
Matthews.
They're one-dimensional
also,
for sure. They're one-dimensional, but they're good enough in that one dimension that I would have thought they'd at least put up a fight. They were in it. They were in it until a month ago when they just decided, hockey's boring, and they just quit. They just quit.
Well,
They're
maybe they felt like
turning Doug Wade into a crazy person.
Well, it sounds like though that Garth Snow really let him down. It coincides with the trade deadline.
Yep. Yeah, I don't get it. I think Garth Snow's going to get fired in the offseason.
Those billboards are up.
Fire Snow?
Yeah, they're up. Yeah, we were sent a few
What
of
is
them.
it with billboards?
Well,
Is Garth Snow and Melnick out?
Yeah, the Melnick out ones are up now too.
Holy sh-
You know, I
didn't
wonder.
know that.
what a waste of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, can I be? I look at the Melnick out stuff and I look at the Snow out stuff and like Eugene Melnick has his blemishes and it says terrible things at the wrong time. Let's just be honest. But he did pull that team out of bankruptcy / moving, and and continues to support them. And continues to finance them. Yes, they're not a cap team. Yes, he does interfere. But like Melnick out, what do you think that's going to do? And is that money best served in the pockets of whoever's, like you could have donated that to charity.
Who Eugene Melnick might have like shares in that company.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know.
Well,
but
I'm not saying everything needs to go to charity either. I think the point is I'm just like what do you think? What will that accomplish? Does that get the message in? Like, what's the message?
Well, what I don't get is like you can't fire him.
Yeah,
like Dorian out. I guess I would
Snow out,
understand
you can
that
do.
campaign. Yeah, Snow out. It's also, because of like weather.
Yeah,
could be a spring campaign.
There's snow out.
You never know.
Nor'easter.
I just don't. You can't fire the owner. All you can do is like make him sell the team. But like then you want to piss him off right before he does that? I don't know. If someone, I'm sure the internet will let me know, and please do. I want to know what the end goal here is. I mean, it's obviously to have Melnick out, but you need an owner.
Like Sens fans want him to sell the team, and then what happens?
I just think Melnick, like hashtag Melnick sucks, would have. Like, that would have gotten the same point home and also the same effect.
What they should, I hope what they mean by Melnick out is they want him out of the front office. Which, I mean, that's understandable. I get you. I'm with you on that.
Totally. Yep.
But Melnick out of the city, I mean, be honest, guys. Does anybody want to see a big company sold? No. But you ever been a part of a merge? You ever been part of a sell? It sucks.
I liked
and it puts NHL teams in like a weird stasis for a couple years because they can't really make any moves because... they get, the general manager doesn't know what to do because the company's held in
signings.
It's held in a trust. Yeah, can't make signings.
Are really difficult.
Can't do trades.
I like Erik Engel's little rant because, a few fans got all high and mighty about the whole thing. And they're like, you were like throwing jerseys and waffles on the ice, like all around the league just a couple years ago. Like, but you pumped the brakes there a little bit.
We mean with the Leafs?
Oh, yeah, because some Leaf fans were like, ha.
Oh, yeah, we were totally doing that. There were people wearing paper bags to games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it.
There's a lot more than that. And Salute Gate and, oh, my God, I don't want to relive it. I've gone to enough therapy.
Right. Okay. Hey. The Montreal Canadiens say that Carey Price is healthy. He's been injured for a significant chunk of the season. By the way, this is going to be a shorter show because there's just less to talk about, to be straight up. GM meetings. Snore. We were talking about this with Oscar Klefbom.
On the phone.
Bit of a different situation, with regards to the Oscar Klefbom situation. By the way, I think he gets surgery this week. Carey Price is presumed to be healthy. And they're saying he's healthy. So I'm going to defer to the Montreal Canadiens doctors on that one and say he's probably healthy.
Yeah.
Do you shut him down for the year, or do you just let him play? Because there seems to be a controversy erupting here, which is, there's a side of, well, like, why? Why let him play? What does it matter? And the other side, which is, well, we pay him $10 million a year as starting next year. I think we ought to pay him. We ought to play him.
Well, Adam, do you like nursery rhymes?
I do.
You ever heard the tale of the team who cried healthy?
No.
So Eric Engels, again, wrote this thing basically, Carey Price is healthy. He's 100%. The team would not bring him back unless he was 100%. He will be fine. They're bringing him back because he is healthy. That is why he is playing. Now, fair. But in any Habs fan's defense, any Habs fan who is skeptical's defense, what reason do they have to believe the Montreal Canadiens that that's true? They've rushed him back before. Hey, Price is back. Oh, he's injured again. And then didn't it happen again this year? Oh, he's back. Oh, he's injured again. So forgive fans for being like, he might not be healthy. He might not be healthy. And the last thing they need is a Carey Price who's not 100% to start next season. They got a healthy Carey Price to start next season. You're right back in the playoff picture. It's freaking Carey Price. But I don't blame fans for being worried.
Okay.
And like, what's the point? What are you playing for exactly? If anything, keep him out. Get Darlene.
Care factor.
Get the fourth pick.
Care factor, Steve.
Yeah, no. Well, and also, like, wouldn't you like to know that he's NHL ready now? You know what I mean? Like, if he plays well and looks great, then you end the season on a high note, and that's something you can really take into, like, training and, peace of mind. He's fine. You don't wait until September to see a couple exhibition games to be like, is Carey Price? I don't know. No, he's fine. If he does well, shuts the Leafs out April 7th, hell no. That's the Leafs' job. They're supposed to shut you out. Happened twice. Then you can have peace of mind going into the summer.
Okay.
Did we talk about the crazy stat last episode about McElhinney and getting a shutout and an assist in the same game?
No.
Did we?
You briefly mentioned it, yes.
Oh, but did you say the stat?
But you didn't. You asked the question.
Okay, so here's the stat. Since the 14-15 season, only 14 times since the beginning of the 14-15 season has a goalie got a shutout and an assist in the same game. Freddie Anderson has 3 of them. McElhinney just got the most recent one against the Montreal Canadiens. The most recent one before that was Freddie Anderson this season against the Montreal Canadiens. And the most recent one before that was last season in February, Calvin Pickard against the Montreal Canadiens. Crazy. That's all.
That's cool.
I just like vague stats like that. Come on, that's interesting.
I mean, it's, yeah.
Oh, that was interesting, man.
It is interesting. I'm just giving you a hard time. James, sorry.
That reminded me that the Montreal Canadiens were shut out for the 12th time this year.
Wow.
That is nuts.
And the record for all-time shutouts is 16 by the 06-07 Columbus Blue Jackets. So,
wow,
I'm surprised it wasn't a dead puck era team.
That's the most modern one. I think there's been other ones.
Probably
but,
in the 90s.
Post-lockout, you mean?
Probably the Ottawa Senators in their first season.
Maybe. They probably got a bunch of goals in like the third period just because like the other team stopped trying.
Yeah.
After the 10th, 11th, 12th goal.
God, that was a bad team. Unbelievable the way they used to make expansion rules, eh? Compared to now. Like, imagine Ottawa started the way Vegas has started.
All right, Atlanta, your best player is Kelly Buchberger. All right, have fun, everyone.
The all-time record for being shut out in a season goes to the Chicago Blackhawks of the 1928-1929 season. That's
we
why
couldn't pass forward back then.
But, they had 20 shutouts against them that year.
That's insane. That's when
16
games used to go to like 16 goals, too.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go. So go Montreal.
Is that bad? Sounds bad.
Sounds
bad.
So.
This was taken the wrong way on Twitter, but I get what James was definitely going for here. James Myrtle of The Athletic wrote an article today talking about the fact that Auston Matthews being out probably cost him $2 million.
Which is like
a lot of money.
Poke a hole in that. It's true.
And
he gets bonus money. He got all of it last year, and this year he won't. Why? He's out. What did James say wrong?
Well, it was about the article focused more on the Leafs cap savings and how it benefits. It does in a long-term
blessing
thing,
in disguise.
somewhat of a benefit to them going into next season because they won't have to pay the overage that they had to. Remember, they were $5 million over cap.
A lot of money over.
So, this year probably they won't even have to. Hopefully,
they'll have some.
they have like a little bit overage, maybe like 2.5. Nothing like
I don't know. Well, because I haven't seen any updates on like Marner. I assume has hit a bunch. Nylander's probably hit a bunch.
They said they'd hit their, I forget which
Schedule A.
Schedule A?
Schedule A and Schedule B bonuses.
So I know, I think Mitch Marner and William Nylander had hit one or like half of their bonus, not the full.
Yeah.
So
And I think they're the only guys with bonuses.
Yeah.
Like Brown hit 20, but I don't think he got a bonus for that. Or maybe he did. I don't know. Anyway.
no, he didn't because he's not an ELC anymore. Neither is Hyman.
But maybe last year. But this year,
last year
he wouldn't be.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
So I mean, it's and people took it like, oh yeah, it's definitely great when your best centerman's out. Meh. And James writes specifically at the end of the piece, it's never good ever to have your best center out, but there is some cap savings here too.
On what planet do people read the article?
Not this one. Come on, you know what planet we're on.
That's an interesting thing, and I don't mean this with James in mind in particular, but it's funny. There are headlines these days, and people get upset. And it's like, did you even read the article? Now, the onus should always be on people to actually read the article that they're commenting on. But at what point do you go, people are going to freak out about this title? Someone who has not read the article, which is most people, would freak out at this title.
Is that not the point of titles, Steve?
It is the point.
What, to make people freak out?
Yeah. Is it better if the title is like, hey, nobody's going to react to this and click on it?
All right, here's the title. Can I give you the actual title?
Sure.
How Auston Matthews' injuries cost him most of his bonuses and helped the Leafs cap situation. I don't think that's that outrageous. That's pretty straightforward. It's basically what the article's about. It's not like Auston Matthews will be poor. Like it's not, It's Auston Matthews is out. Here's why that's good.
Yeah.
That would be an egregious title.
Yeah, Auston Matthews, or just using words that are in that. How Auston Matthews' injuries helped the Leafs cap situation. But he provided the proper context there.
Yeah.
How Auston Matthews' injuries will cost him most of his bonuses and help the Leafs cap situation. Yeah, you know what? Don't get mad at James.
That one's fine.
He's right.
Also,
you're
if you're getting mad at hockey articles, take a step back.
Doesn't matter.
Go play with your dogs. Go outside. Do something else.
Also,
okay.
read the article.
Read the article.
Also, read the article.
Or the first step.
Well, see, this must happen to The Athletic all the time. Because a lot of people only
read them.
Yeah, read the article.
True.
I can't.
That's true. You know what? Every hate tweet that James gets, he should just send them a discount code.
That's a good idea.
The haters discount.
That was a genuine spit take. I almost spat all over you there. That's actually
right.
James owes us money for that fantastic. All of us, 3 ways.
Yeah.
We all came up with it. You all heard us. That's a really good idea.
Copyright.
Yeah,
Haters
that's a really
discount.
good idea. I love that. Hi, we're gonna reward you for being stupid. Here's 50% off 3 months of The Athletic.
Yeah. Hi, I'm James Myrtle of The Athletic, and we want to encourage literacy. Here is a discount, like just something like that.
You get 6.9% off of your. Sorry. The nice discount that you ironically get for not being nice.
There you go.
We came up with it.
Yeah, that's all I got for hockey headlines.
Great.
That's all I really got.
Should we go home?
Well, I mean, we should do the press conference.
Should we frig off?
Let's do that.
The Presser. SDP.
No, I know.
The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
Weird that we're doing one this short, but it's funny. It's so weird between Sunday and Tuesday night. It's not a lot goes on. Like there are certain days where it's like if we did a show on Friday and then Sunday, crazy things would have happened. But there are down days in the NHL, and obviously we wouldn't normally be doing it this early. But you got to go to Philly.
We've done a very good job this season of avoiding Leaf games.
Yes,
I'm actually really surprised when we came up with this idea. I didn't think we'd be able to do it, but no, it's the first time I think in a couple months.
Mm-hmm. We're good.
Good for us.
Good. Yay.
Pat myself.
Hey, how great are we? How super great are we?
Hey, high five.
Hey, leave a comment in the YouTube comment section
high five.
about how great we are about our scheduling, because I know you care. I know you care so much.
Also, click like and subscribe. Link down below. Merch.
Jesse.
Sup, Low Gang. Sorry. What's up, Dang Gang? Dangle Navy. It already
Have you ever
exists.
watched
It's
the
way
Logan
better.
Paul video?
Well, yeah.
Are they bad?
I guess with most YouTubers, most of the big YouTubers, I'm like, let me give this a shot. And I watch and I'm like, I don't get it.
Okay.
I
So-
don't get. Well, okay. So we recently watched
H3H3.
H3H3 taking down Joey Salads, who is A, lunatic, but also B, like a bad presenter.
Yeah,
Like,
he's terrible.
Bad on camera. And then I see the guy's got like 2 million subscribers. I'm like, how did that happen? I don't get that 2 million people were like, this is great. Click. He stinks. Like, forget the content. Him talking is bad. The bare minimum that you can do, he does poorly.
There is
2 million subscribers. Don't get it.
H3H3 is great for that because he helps you discover other YouTubers that are terrible. And there's one that I think a guy that went from Vine to Instagram to YouTube, and something Stewart. I forget what his first name is. And basically, all the videos he does have those captions on the top and the bottom, as you know, with like emojis. It's like,
He's just ripping off other people's
like,
videos.
tag a virgin. No, but. But that's what one of them is, and he's going in. He's making fun of H3H3. He's making fun of his videos. He's like, the problem with his videos, it's not that the premise is weird, it's that there's no twist, there's no joke. This guy's trying to be funny. I forget what his name is, but he basically does like
SoFlo Antonio is the other guy who's just like, oh, LMAO, you ever do this? And then he just shows
Steals
like,
someone else's
video.
Oh my god, yeah, boosting.
I don't get it.
Anyway,
No, that's not boosting.
that's stealing. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like, never mind.
yeah,
My bad.
or whatever. Some people called it. I remember at the time aggregation.
No. Well, like the Fat Jewish's Instagram.
Well, because and that was the thing. Fat Jewish got called out on that too. You have to credit people.
And it's just like, oh, it's the error of my ways. No, like you just straight up stole stuff.
Yeah, and built a career on it. Now you're good.
Yeah. Like weren't you on Ellen or something like that? Like you did the talk show circuit.
No, it's not that he's not. I've heard his stand-up's pretty good.
You just stand up?
Yeah, he's a comedian.
I don't know.
A comedian.
Oh, Adam.
Comedian?
I want a shirt with your face that says Kamimdian. I want it.
We can always put it up in the fancy Dangle shirts.
Fancy Dangle shirts. Adam, who doesn't remember things.
Teespring.
Shut up.
Jesse?
Which teams or team that didn't make the playoffs this year will be a playoff team next year?
Wow.
Calgary.
A little early for that. Since Adam said Calgary, I'm going to say the team from the great state of Carolina.
Steve's going to say the New York Islanders.
Whalers.
Because I believe in them for no reason.
Shut up! I said the Hurricanes from the great state of Carolina. Gosh darn it.
Great state of... And the capital city, Raleigh.
Rally.
Out of
Raleigh.
Out of the current logjam at the bottom of the wildcard standings in the West, St. Louis, Dallas, Anaheim, and Colorado, who do you have making the playoffs?
Can we take a look? Well, Colorado's a pretty safe bet on account of they're right in the top seed right now. Oh, wait. No, it is certainly not. So they got, at the time we're recording this, 86 points in 72 games. The Ducks have played one more game than them and also have 86. Stars have 84 in 73. The Blues aren't going to make it. They've just been too bad recently.
They're 4-1 recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're 3 points
Thanks
out,
to
man.
Nikita Soshnikov, who scored a goal the other day.
I'm going to say St. Louis makes it.
I can't believe Calgary has to leapfrog
And I'm also
two
going to say...
teams.
I'm gonna
Three
say,
teams.
I'm going to say St. Louis and Dallas make it. Both of them on the outside looking in. I'm calling them
And
both.
who
You're
falls
kidding.
Colorado and Anaheim.
No way.
I don't think... I'm not sold on the Ducks. I haven't been sold on the Ducks all year. I was sort of iffy about them last year. I'm definitely iffy on them this year. They have some weird performances where you're like, man, what's going on there? And they've lost 2 straight.
Remember, Los Angeles also has 86 points and are just tied with those teams because they have more wins.
And I want St. Louis to make it because they're getting a first-round pick for Stastny. And they did this last year with Kevin Shattenkirk, too, with the Rangers.
That's very good for
So
them. They get the best of both worlds. They get a little bit of that playoff revenue.
Shattenkirk to the Rangers. Capitals. Sorry.
Right. I'm going to say I think it'll stay the way it is. I think it'll be Colorado, Anaheim. I want it to be Colorado, Dallas. I want to switch it up a little. I don't know. It's kind of been like the same teams in the West for a little bit. Colorado,
10 years, man.
Yeah, Colorado making the playoffs after finishing last year is just a great story. Also, back-to-back years where the last place team ends up making the playoffs. I think that's pretty cool. And Dallas is just exciting as hell. That's just really exciting. Who's the top seed in the West right now? Is it Nashville or Vegas?
It looks like, it's Nashville by far.
Yeah.
106 points.
Wow.
So
Wow.
either of those are pretty entertaining series. It'll be interesting watching, the all-offense Dallas Stars try to beat Pekka Vezina.
Yeah,
Holy
really.
smokes. It's funny.
Because
Like,
a couple years ago, we were making fun of, Pecorine is not Pecorine anymore, and now he is again.
it's the Vezina race is a very funny one because, like, when it comes to, like, the scoring race or the Hart, like, because both are, like, so points-based, you can't lose points. You can go on slumps and you can stop scoring, remain stagnant, but you can't lose points. Goalies can be bad. Like, you can, if you have a couple stinkers, you allow 5 or 6 goals. It tanks your save percentage, and like
Sure does.
that's the big stat there.
Well,
the save
look what
percentage
it
and
did
wins.
look what it did to the Penguins with the 2 games that Antoniemi had and their goal differential for the first
It
part
was
of the
like
season.
minus 16 until Christmas or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it was crazy. So I think after it was Vasilevsky, October through February, I think it's going to be Pekka now. And especially with the recency bias, too.
Always.
We'll know who voted for who because I don't know if we mentioned this on the show. The PHWA, Pro Hockey Writers Association, voted for transparency. So everyone who votes this year has to disclose their votes.
Why do you think that is?
I think fans called for it, and any member of the PHWA, with any, business savvy or content savvy, should look at this as a good thing. It's just you get to justify all of your picks. And if people don't like your picks, it's good because it generates conversation. If they do like your picks, it's good because it generates conversation. People will respect your opinion a little bit more. And if you want to be the guy who stands out, great. Jesse Spector, who I don't think he covers hockey anymore. I think he's just baseball. For the lockout shortened 2013 season, gave James Reimer a Hart vote, which would be embarrassing for a lot of people, but he wrote something based off of it, and it generated some traction. Oh, it's great. It involves the Toronto team, and also he had a really good argument. The whole thing is most valuable player. Reimer dragged that team into the playoffs kicking and screaming. It was a neat little thing. If you are, boring and just have an on-the-board pick, whatever, no one's going to really care. If you have an off-the-board pick and it's going to make some people mad, good. You know who benefits from this? A guy like Steve Simmons, who you're going to agree with almost none of his picks. And he's going to be like, guess what?
Here's an article.
Yeah.
Read my article.
And guess what? Well, you're all sharing his articles going, oh, look at this stupid idiot. Stupid idiot's getting a bunch of clicks. Who's the idiot now?
He's an idiot all the way to his cottage in the Muskokas. I don't know if he has one. I'm just throwing that
I
out
don't
there.
know either.
But he's a master at getting his articles shared.
Next question.
Master.
It's a very simple question.
At baiting. Sorry.
What color?
Because he baits people into getting angry. I thought this was understood.
Jesse, go ahead, please.
He's going to get at least 69 articles out of these votes.
A simple question. What color is
420 hits apiece.
a tennis ball?
Okay, I saw this. Have people lost their freaking minds?
What color is a tennis ball?
By the way,
It's green.
JVR just scored.
Good. Was it the Mitch thing?
I
Green.
don't know. He scored 21% of his goals, according to David Alter, in this 4-game stretch of the season.
Holy shit.
What color is a tennis ball?
Green. I know what Roger Federer said, but he's wrong. Not that he looks
Yeah.
at tennis balls every day.
Jesse, what color is the tennis ball?
Yellow.
No.
Of
it's
course
not.
you think it's yellow.
What
I've
did-
never... Oh,
There are different colored tennis balls, though.
What
I've
did-
only ever played with
That's
green
true.
ones.
What did
That's true.
Roger Federer say?
Jesse, if Roger Federer held up a red tennis racket and said it was blue, what color would the tennis racket be?
blue.
Yeah, so the thing is, Roger Federer is great at tennis, but he doesn't get to decide the color of things.
No.
Like, just because he's a tennis player doesn't mean he gets to decide that.
Okay, with the whole hot dog.
What color is this tennis ball I'm showing you?
That is green.
Green.
It is a yellow tennis ball.
It's a yellowy green or a greeny yellow tennis ball. That's also brighter than most tennis balls.
Yeah, you definitely
it?
picked the brightest one on the page.
I suppose that is an official U.S. Open one.
The ones I always played with were green, man, or orange.
Well, how about this? You're both right. Look at that ball and tell me there is 0 green in it.
Jesse will say it. Jesse will just say it.
What color is this tennis ball?
Greeny yellow.
With black
or
in
yellowy
there,
green.
there's black in there because it's
Somebody
autographed.
signed it.
with
It's
black
autographed.
marker.
So let's not disclude the
It's
black.
greeny yellow or yellowy green.
Tweet us. Tell us what color a tennis
Have you
ball
seen those
is.
CNN? Have you seen those CNN promos that they're doing? Which it's like this is an apple. No matter how many times somebody says it's a pear, it's still an apple. They could have caps lock, they could scream and yell, but it is still an apple. And then CNN reporting the facts, and it's like it's kind of there's a little bit of that going on here. It's a little bit like it's Orwellian in the sense that there's like a lot of that going on here. It's like truth because we say so rather than any proof right now. And in this particular case, I get why Roger Federer says that it is yellow. And I get why some people
about Roger Federer.
and I get why people say tennis balls are green. The ones that I grew up with are green, but there are different shades of tennis ball. And the ones I grew up with were probably the cheaper version, and they were green.
I like what you said, Adam. You get why some people might say that it's yellow. Jesse, do you get why some people might say that it's green?
If avocados are fruits,
Jesse,
then does that make guacamole a jam?
Sorry, say that again?
no, okay,
If
no, I'm glad you
avocados-
brought that up. Say it again.
If avocados are fruits, which they are, do you deny that an avocado is a green fruit?
Jesse, I'm glad you brought that up.
Can you answer my question first?
I don't.
So are avocados fruit?
Are they actually?
Are
Or a vegetable,
Are
or a
they
fruit.
fruit?
I don't know.
If they are fruit, I suppose guacamole could be argued to be a jam.
Is avocado a fruit or a vegetable?
It's technically speaking, an avocado is a berry because it's a.
Well, so is most jam.
okay.
So
That makes it even more of a jam.
So then I would say. Are you saying guacamole?
Guacamole.
Because the difference is
Who the hell calls avocado a berry?
jam is usually like traditional
I
jam.
call
I'm
it
not
a
talking.
financial burden.
I'm not talking about. I guess the coffee's kicking in. We now know.
yes.
The thing with
What
jam
do you
is
think of
that
McElhaney?
He's so good! They sent us a goalie from the heavens of waivers. And yes, what?
so avocado and guacamole I think are two different things. The reason avocado is an ingredient in guacamole. The difference is
Strawberry is,
Principal ingredient.
can you just
Strawberry
chill
is
and
an
let me talk,
ingredient.
guys? Come on.
strawberry is an
I have
ingredient
got
in
a killer
strawberry
point here,
jam.
and you're not going to be able to disagree with me.
See, I think that's untrue. I can disagree with anything.
That's true. Okay. Reasonably disagree then. Jesse, you can be very unreasonable when you want.
divide and conquer
I
bullshit
know.
that
Oh,
he
yeah.
pulls.
Jesse should be a
He's a
politician.
mental assassin.
Go ahead.
That's
Tell me.
why it was the best working with him on the Erik Kiss, because I could literally throw anything at him, and whether he believed it or not, he'd be like, "Nope, this is my position."
No, Jesse shouldn't be a politician. He should be one of the behind-the-scenes guys from House of Cards who ruins everything. Jesse's the guy who has people killed.
I would like to hear.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to hear why guacamole isn't a jam.
Here's why.
Tell
it's
me,
not,
Adam.
Here's why it's not a jam. So when you have a jam,
This is all good.
you've got it's basically mashed up fruit, right? That's essentially the idea behind jam.
Mashed
right?
up berries even.
And preserved. Yeah, mostly berries. And sometimes you mix berries, but you don't ever venture outside of that particular classification of food. So hang on. Guacamole, on the other hand, tomatoes, which are a fruit, avocados, onions, which are not, bunch of spices, that sort of thing. There's a bunch of different mixtures in there. And it's the combination of ingredients in guacamole that separate it from jam, because jam is mostly just fruit on fruit on fruit. Whereas guacamole is some fruit, some vegetables, and some herbs and spices and that sort of thing. So that's what I would say.
I agree. That's a great point, and I have no argument against it.
Shut up. Listen, okay. Jesse, did you hear what just happened? There were arguments made.
Yeah.
There were important distinctions made.
Ah.
Lots of variables.
Ooh. Variables? That's a many consonant word.
It's a big word. What
It's an S
differs
on the end, too.
What differs that from the tennis ball argument is I know the color of the tennis ball because I'm freaking looking at it. There's no argument to be made. It's just my eyes looking at a thing.
I have a question.
Okay.
Inside of an avocado, like the avocado itself, the fruit, the berry, if you will.
Inside of
Is
the
it
berry,
yellow?
Is it yellow or is it green?
avocados are green.
But they can be yellow.
No, they can't.
I
They're
disagree.
super ripe.
I
They can be
disagree.
yellow.
No, avocados are always green.
Alex Jones told me they're yellow. I disagree.
Now you're being unreasonable.
I saw avocados get dropped from black helicopters. you can't prove. The government came in and turned the freaking avocados green.
Can we do a segment on our Steve Dangle podcast channel where you just do a minute on a particular topic every week where you're Alex Jones, but for hockey?
Like J.
can
Jonah
you-
Jameson as Jim Rutherford. A lot of people seem to like that. Where I'm just a person as another person for no good reason.
Yeah. Giroux, captain or menace? That was my favorite line from the last episode.
Parker, come look at this. You know what's great? Adam just pulled up a bunch of pictures of avocados. On the outside, green. As definitive as can be. But look at the inside, Jesse.
Yeah, there's a little bit of yellow
They
in
are
there.
awfully tennis ball colored.
So wait,
Which makes them what?
Tennis balls.
what if the tennis balls aren't green or yellow? They're avocado.
Avocado colored? Avocado
Yeah.
isn't a color.
Well,
Our tennis balls jam.
Also, are you talking about the outside of the avocado as the color? Because that's a very dark green.
I'm talking about the inside.
Inside of an
I mean,
avocado.
fruit part, the
how
part
can
you
you...
eat.
Are you talking about the inside of the tennis ball? Because it's brown on the inside because there's rubber.
The outs? Okay.
Because if we're rating the...
This is where you're good. This is where you get me every time, man. I can't compete. I can't compete in this arena. He's too damn good.
You were so wasted on podcasting, Jesse. Why aren't you running and manipulating the world?
Yeah, really.
You should be.
I'm just reading through shower
Dude, can you
thoughts.
imagine Jesse and Stephen A. Smith going head to head on First Take?
Yeah, I can imagine Stephen A. Smith quitting live on air. Sure. I can imagine that.
Stephen A. Smith, every weekday, wakes up and does 2 hours of television and leaves his 2-hour television job to go do 3 hours of radio. I think Stephen A. Smith might be the only man on earth who works harder than Adam Wilde.
If Stephen A. Smith was truly Stephen A. Smith, he would burst through that door right now and disagree with you. But he
I
didn't come,
complimented
did he?
him.
He didn't come, did he?
He didn't.
Jesse, would you not say that okay, what time is it? I'm not going to be late because of this nonsense. Would you say that the outside of a tennis ball
Okay.
is the same color as the inside of an avocado?
No. That's ridiculous.
What color is an avocado on the inside?
Avocados are constantly changing. They are a living, breathing organism. They do not have one color.
Adam, pull up the picture of the avocado!
A tennis ball is an inanimate object.
Well,
It
okay.
is a color.
When something dies,
It's yellow.
when something
When
dies,
something is alive, it's green.
it is without life, correct?
Idiots.
When you die, you are without life, right? Like a fruit, you pluck it from the tree, you're without life.
No, it's
So the
No, it doesn't die
avocado
right
is an
away, though.
inanimate object as soon as it dies.
It's not an inanimate object. It's a food that is still growing and evolving all the time.
You mean rotten?
When it's rotten, what color is it? It's brown. So how can you say is that brown? I guess an avocado is brown.
Which is the same as an inside of a tennis ball. So
two-
tennis balls are avocado flavored. They're colored.
That's-
Thank you, not flavored.
a
We
two
are-
by
I
four-
think we agree on that.
A 2x4 is what?
A piece of wood.
Would you call it an inanimate object?
No. It's a piece of wood.
It's an inanimate object.
This guy.
So
But he used to be alive!
Is it rotting?
So Jesse,
It will, unless someone does something to
when we're
it.
on Steve's back deck, and we're this summer, because we always have a barbecue at Steve's.
Okay.
We're having a barbecue at Steve's. We're
I've
having
never
some
been
beers.
to one of these, but okay.
Yeah, you were there last summer at his house.
There was no barbecue. We had a meeting.
I made things on the barbecue, didn't I?
Yeah, but for a meeting. It wasn't like, hey guys, come over to have a party.
I could have
It
sworn
was-
we played NHL
Jesse
and
is
watched Dave
actually
Chappelle.
about to argue that the barbecue we all attended was not a barbecue.
Okay.
Are you out of your mind?
This is the hill I will die on. Last summer, I had the pleasure of going over to your house with my good friend Adam Wilde.
Was there food?
We sat in your backyard, and you know what we did? We talked work.
We did.
And ate nothing.
We didn't go
We
there.
ate the paper.
We didn't go there to have the barbecue. If we had gone there and the event was the barbecue, then it's a barbecue. We went there for a meeting that had food provided because you're a good host. Like, thank
Don't
you.
butter me up.
Thanks
Catered.
for the food.
A catered meeting.
He catered the meeting. And, like, I
You
appreciate
can't cater
that.
something at your own house. That's not what catering is.
I
That's
appreciate
bringing shit in.
I appreciate you feeding me. That was really nice of you. Just don't lie to me and tell me that's why I was there.
I had dinner catered by my wife tonight.
So my question
That's
was,
not how it works.
let me rephrase the question. It was in Steve's backyard at our backyard meeting / barbecue,
Nope.
catered meeting
Catered meeting.
that we sat on Steve's deck.
Sure.
Steve's deck is made of, among other things, wood, 2x4s.
Questionable.
Well, it
didn't make
is.
I don't know.
It's made of wood.
Prove it. But go ahead. Keep going.
So are you saying that those
Questionable
pieces
facts
of wood
already.
are not inanimate objects?
Alternate.
They're not.
They're not inanimate.
Are they rotting?
Well, inanimate would mean that they're not animated. They can't move. They're
Okay.
rotting. They're
I'm not
sitting
there
there
all the
rotting.
If
time.
I
I don't know
leave
if
it
they move.
alone long enough, it will rot.
Sure. Okay. What's the point here?
The point here is, how is that any different from an avocado that's been pulled off a tree?
Is
Right?
my deck yellow? Is my deck jam?
It could be.
There it is. You just convinced me. I'm going to go float my boat home on the DVP tonight because nothing fucking matters. To get to Philadelphia, I'm going to fly my shirt.
Is gum a stress ball for teeth?
I hope so.
Man, it's bad. All I know is it's bad for my jaw. I have a bad jaw, and it makes it worse.
I thought weed wasn't legal yet.
It's basically legal.
How are people coming up with these things? Are all of these things coming from
Is that
Colorado?
from our Reddit page?
No.
No,
This is from
I was gonna
Shower
say,
Thoughts.
damn.
Shower Thoughts is very good. Except for today, when Jesse got a hold of it, and it became bad. And
Excuse
also
me,
yellow, and also jam.
You disagreed with the greatest tennis player of all time on what the color a tennis ball is.
If Wayne Gretzky comes
and
out
you-
tomorrow and says pucks are white, they will still be black.
No, but that's objectively untrue.
Ah!
There's a man.
This is the most stunning display of non-self-awareness I've ever seen.
There's a man who
You should be an NHL GM.
who spends his life around tennis balls. And you're just like, no, I'm going to dismiss that. Tennis balls are green. Do, 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 do.
That's you.
That's you.
That's you. That's his impression of you.
If Gordon Ramsay holds up top sirloin and goes, "This is pork, you idiot!"
that's not what
it's
he's
not
doing.
pork.
That's not what he's doing, though. Roger Federer isn't trying to tell you that a car is a boat. He's just trying to make a distinction of a color of an object that clearly looks like the color he is saying.
I want a remake of Liar Liar where Jim Carrey is replaced by Jesse Blake and he is able to calmly say the pen is green. You're just able to lie through anything.
I don't have any more questions.
You're able to convince yourself it's the truth.
I don't have any more.
So it wouldn't be a lie to you.
Hey, we should wrap it up.
Like the entire podcast, you mean?
Well, no,
It's
I
our
mean,
friendships.
3-0 draw.
Holy shit, really?
yeah, JVR is just scoring a pile of goals. He could get 40
Okay,
goals this year, maybe.
Who have all the goals? I want to know.
Hyman's got 1. JVR's got 2.
Holy mackerel.
Holy mackerel.
Janssen have any points?
I don't know.
And go on a big rant about him again?
Hey, we'll wrap it up here.
Figure this out
Yeah,
somewhere else? Gotcha.
and enjoy Philadelphia. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
If I get to.
And we'll see you probably Sunday, everybody. We love you.
Your invite got lost in the mail because it's jammed.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.